Our parents sacrificed entirely for our upbringing, putting our needs above their own for decades. But as they age and their health starts to falter, we often find ourselves stuck. We want to help, but between our own busy lives and a sea of generic health advice, we simply don't know how to offer support. As the body ages, the internal engine of repair begins to stall. Bone density drops and cellular energy falls, but these are often symptoms of a more central failure. When the digestive system slows down, the body loses its ability to extract the very nutrients it needs to fix itself. Think of it like sitting on a weak chair versus a sturdy one. A 20-year-old's digestion is a strong chair. It supports the weight of late dinners or heavy meals. But in an older body, that chair is fragile. Even healthy food, if left undigested, becomes a toxic burden the body is too weak to clear. This visualization tracks the origin point of systemic diseases. Because the stomach is the gateway for every nutrient the body uses for defense, a weak gut leaves other organs vulnerable. This is why 95% of diseases trace back to a compromised digestive system. Random health tips won't fix a systemic issue. This diagram outlines a systematic 4-tier pyramid of care. By building this structure from the ground up, we can directly target and support our parents' aging biological systems. The base of the pyramid is digestion. Grains take an enormous amount of physical energy to process. By shifting your parents from 3 grain-heavy meals a day down to 2, you immediately reduce the load on their digestive system. The body takes that freed-up energy and redirects it towards cellular healing. To make the grains they do eat easier to process, you can make a simple adjustment to their dough. Adding half a teaspoon of ajwain while kneading rutio significantly reduces the digestive friction for an aging stomach. This microscopic view of the gut lining shows exactly what happens when you introduce fermented foods. If you mix a little curd into roti dough and let it sit for 6 hours, or leave cooked rice soaking in water overnight, you actively populate the digestive tract with highly beneficial bacteria that unfermented grains lack entirely. The second half of this foundational tier is circadian alignment. Aging biological clocks require strict routines. Dinner must be finished by 7 p.m., and they need to be falling asleep by 10 p.m. to give their bodies adequate time to repair. Solidifying this baseline of digestion and sleep is mandatory. Without an efficient metabolism and a strict circadian rhythm, the body simply cannot absorb the physical optimizations we introduce in the next tier. Once the foundation is set, we move to the active optimizations. This requires focusing on 3 specific nutrients, starting with vitamin D. To maintain bone density and immune function, older adults need 30 to 40 minutes of morning sunlight while wearing white cotton clothing to maximize absorption. The other 2 are vitamin B12 and omega-3 fatty acids. B12 keeps the brain sharp and prevents memory loss, and is easily sourced from moringa leaves or wheatgrass. Omega-3s, found in flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, are highly effective at reducing internal inflammation. Companies want you to buy a pill for every problem. Do not fall into the trap of over-supplementing with market products. A diet rotating through seasonal fruits and vegetables provides nearly everything they need. There are a few highly effective natural exceptions. Ashwagandha and shatavari taken at night strengthen the body's core. A small amount of shilajit works well in the winter, and a daily handful of raisins, soaked in water for 8 hours, naturally boosts their blood count. Unmoving bodies rust. The ideal physical protocol for aging adults is gentle and consistent. Walking immediately after meals drastically improves blood pressure and diabetes management. Joining a morning stretching group in a local park provides both flexibility and crucial social interaction. Do not force your 60-year-old parents to lift heavy weights, and absolutely do not make them drink commercial protein shakes. Their bodies do not require it, and they can get plenty of protein from lentils and natural foods. This second tier keeps the biological machine fueled and moving. But even the most carefully maintained machine eventually requires a complete factory reset. The third tier is a biannual macro intervention. Panchakarma is a deeply restorative Ayurvedic practice that uses 5 specific physical methods to flush accumulated, deep-seated toxins directly out of the body. This should never be attempted at home. It requires professional supervision, like the Patanjali Yogpeeth Center run by Baba Ramdev, which requires a minimum 7-day stay to fully execute the reset. Centers like this one operate along the riverbanks of Haridwar, combining strict dietary control with morning and evening yoga sessions. There are excellent alternatives as well, like the Natural Lifestyle Center in New Delhi or specialized authentic Vaidyashalas located throughout Kerala. Taking your parents to one of these centers for a week every 2 years removes the stubborn biological toxins that daily habits simply cannot reach, and a clean, functioning body perfectly prepares them for the absolute peak of the pyramid. The apex of the pyramid is emotional intelligence. Without it, the lower tiers crumble. This split-screen timeline illustrates a stark scientific reality. When elderly individuals experience emotional disconnect and isolation, their physical decline accelerates rapidly. Conversely, consistent emotional support demonstrably accelerates disease recovery and improves biological resilience. Managing macronutrients and funding detox retreats provides the physical framework for health, but these efforts are often undermined by the isolation that accompanies aging. High-quality facilities cannot replace active engagement. Your active emotional presence is the primary driver of their longevity. Picking up the phone, listening to their stories, and ensuring they feel important provides the internal stability they need to maintain their health.